Here's a theory I've explored on my weekly podcast, and maybe it's just wishful thinking on my part. Theory is that Jerry Jones appears to be setting up Dak Prescott to fail. Who knows, maybe in hopes of positioning the Cowboys to move up, draft Shedeur Sanders, then hope his father Dion would coach the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry sure hasn't done much to improve Dak's supporting cast. His running game currently features his old buddy Ezekiel Elliott, who was on his last legs last season in New England. And now that Michael Gallup's gone, there's no clear-cut number 2 receiver behind CeeDee Lamb, who, of course, could be a training camp holdout and, who knows, go into the season rusty. It looks like the Cowboys are going to start rookies at 2 key offensive line positions, left tackle and center. In former 4th-round pick Jake Ferguson, he'll give you all he's got at tight end, but he's no Kelsey or Kittle. Dak has to be saying to himself, what are we doing? And obviously, Jerry has yet to give Dak a contract extension. So, Keyshawn, what do you think of the supporting cast Jerry has provided Dak so far this offseason?
I think it's fine. I don't have a problem with it, Skip. CeeDee Lamb is still there. I'm assuming CeeDee Lamb is going to be there. They're going to get that deal done.
Yep.
If you want the quarterback to look anything remotely close to what he did last year, to give you any hope or opportunity to get to the Super Bowl or even a deep run in the playoffs, they got to get the receiver signed first and foremost. You say, well, they don't have a number 2. Well, Brandon Cooks is there. Brandon Cooks is there 2. Michael Gallup was there 3. There's still opportunities that are out there.
Brandon Cooks, aging Brandon Cooks, a legit number 2.
Still run.
Yeah.
So everything's going to CD.
Yeah.
So if you can lift the coverage, and CeeDee Lamb you could take 2, and CeeDee Lamb could do his work, you're going to get the same production from CeeDee.
You like Jalen Tolbert as a 3?
No, but he made a 3rd receiver only has to beat his man. You getting the 3rd DB, the 4th DB, the 5th DB. You're not getting 1 and 2. So as long as he can do some things, but again, there's other people that's still out there. Training camp is coming. My nephew's still out there. If he's healthy, that's an opportunity to maybe be there for him too.
Michael Thomas.
When you look at it, you say, well, they had Pollard in the lineup last year. Pollard was okay. He was fine.
He was better than okay.
He
before he got hurt in the playoff game at San Francisco, he was really okay.
Yeah, but I'm talking about last season, not 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Last season he was okay. So when you look at the running back, when you look at the running back position by committee and what the Cowboys want to do, I don't know that Zeke is fried to the point where he can't contribute. The times of a back carrying one team has been over with.
Keyshawn, he's your lead dog.
I understand that, but you telling me if you run the ball 25 times a game and he gets 12 of those carries and everything else is divided up to everyone else.
Rico Dowdle.
His stats last season would not tell you.
Yeah, but you're in New England. You in New England with Mac Jones as your quarterback in a coach that every week was getting ready to get fired. It's a different situation. Ferguson's a nice tight end. They got a nice defense. You wanted them to make some splash plays like Philadelphia or even Washington, and I understand that. But I don't think he's setting Dak up for fail. Why would you purposely sabotage a situation?
Because you just want to get out from under it, start over.
But then trade him.
So just trade him.
Then trade him, I think. And maybe they should have, right?
Yeah.
Look, I don't...
Great. You're Dallas Cowboy people, man.
I don't think it's malicious what Jerry Jones has done. I think it's incompetent, right?
Ooh, that's even worse.
This offseason, the biggest moves that the Cowboys made this offseason was not signing any of their top 3 guys, right? So that to me is an incompetent offseason. I don't understand some of the decisions they've made with those contracts because you now have the market set, not just for CeeDee Lamb, because of the other receivers you let sign before your guy, and so now that floor has been raised significantly. You also have a market being set for Dak Prescott, right? We just saw Trevor Lawrence sign a contract, and Dak Prescott is going to want more money than that.
No doubt.
So they are putting themselves in this position, and I understand you want to see what he can do this season, and maybe you elevate Trey Lance, but we just talked earlier in this show about the position the Giants are in at quarterback. This is a quarterback league. If you are in the bottom third of teams with quarterback, in terms of your quarterback play, you will do anything you can to get a good quarterback. You don't think the Giants would want Dak Prescott over Daniel Jones?
Man, half the damn league will want Dak Prescott over the quarterback.
Of course. So
Good, they can have him.
If you don't have
Good
faith
luck
in
to
Dak Prescott anymore, whether you personally or Jerry Jones doesn't have faith in Dak Prescott,
Trade him.
at least trade him and get back
dare you.
enough to make your team better than letting him walk in free agency. They're going to take him. If he walks in free agency this summer, he will have suitors.
Skip.
They can't franchise him.
He led the team in touchdown passes. He threw for 4,500 yards. He completed 70% of his passes.
Did you see him at Arizona? Did you see him against San Francisco on Sunday night? Did you see him at Buffalo? Did you see him at Miami?
I saw your defense.
Did you see? Did you see? Did you see?
But
can you see him against Green Bay in the playoff game, down 27-0 in the first half?
It's only one quarterback in this league that's a keeper, and that's Patrick Mahomes. That's it.
No, Joe Burrow.
Everybody, look, there's one quarterback in this league, and that's Patrick Mahomes. Don't tell me about Josh Allen.
Don't tell me
about Joe Burrow. All these dudes are the same.
They're not.
They are the same.
Joe Burrow is the same.
It's the same.
31 equivalent quarterbacks in this league and just one on the other side?
I'm talking about the top tier dudes. Patrick Mahomes sets himself apart.
Okay.
All these Josh Allens and Joe Burrows, Lamar
Jackson,
Dax, they all the same.
They are not the same.
Keyshawn.
None of them won Super Bowls. Okay? I don't want to hear nothing about Joe Burrow got there. Can't stay healthy. Don't tell me nothing about Josh Allen is coming to get Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow, because it ain't happening.
Joe Burrow's come for Patrick Mahomes several times in playoff games and gotten him.
He got him one time.
No, I got him twice.
No, Joe got him once.
No, he got him twice, and then he lost the third one. He'd already beaten him twice.
In the playoffs?
Yeah, he'd beaten him twice.
I don't remember beating him twice in the playoffs. I only beat him one time at Arrowhead. Check your math. They got him the one time when he went to the Super Bowl. Beat him in the regular season.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So when you look at it, all I'm saying to you is you act like, I just don't understand the Dak Prescott hate y'all be having.
He was number 2 in the league. He finished number 2 in the league in QBR, was an MVP candidate right up until the end of the season. If I'm the Cowboys, I get the Trey Lance thing, but either make it. What haven't you seen? Look, you've made up your mind about Dak Prescott, right?
No, I've seen 2 and 5 in the postseason.
What haven't you seen at this point that you have a question still? Either you think he's good enough, like Keyshawn does, and you sign him, and by the way, before Trevor Lawrence signs, before other players set the market, or you trade him.
Yeah,
this situation they've gotten themselves into, I don't understand it. Which is why I would say that this offseason has been incompetent for the Cowboys.
Okay, but if you want to go win a Super Bowl, you're not going to do it. Oh, stop it.
He was second in MVP voting.
Did you see the home playoff game against Jimmy G when we were favored to win the game and Dak didn't show up? Did you watch it?
Dak Prescott has struggled in the playoffs. No question about it.
Is an understatement.
He struggled in the playoffs.
Did you see the game at San Francisco when my defense showed up? My defense showed up. My defense showed way up and held Brock Purdy and that explosive offense to 19 points at home. We should have scored 20 or 21, and we scored 12. Dak missed 5 or 6 wide open throws. I've shown them here on the show again and again. They're just wide open. He just missed them. Not good enough. If you want to go to Super Bowls, you go with Roger Staubach and Troy Aikman. I've seen it. I've seen Dandy Don Meredith take them to the championship game.
I've seen it. Said they're not walking through the door, man.
Yeah. Well,
you need to stop living in the 80s, in the 70s.
30 years since we've been to an NFC championship game. It's time to go get somebody who's better than a 4th-round pick that you lucked into, who's been pretty good until it mattered. That's what happens, till it mattered. I
would be concerned about more than Dak if I were you. Look, by the way, the Cowboys, I think, are still a top 3rd team in the league. I would not put them at the top of the NFC. No. I think that even behind San Francisco, you've got the Lions there, you've got some other teams in the mix. Right, absolutely. However, so I don't want to say it's all doom and gloom. Like, let's not pretend that. But when you're playing for Super Bowls, right, when you're talking about the elitist of the elite, I'm not just concerned about, okay, is Dak good enough to win a Super Bowl? I do think that they should re-sign him, but I understand that question. They lost, not only as we've been talking about, their starting running back, 2 starting offensive linemen, their starting nose tackle, their starting linebacker, their starting cornerback, their starting safety. That's half a dozen of their starters
totally agree. That's
that have
why
walked out the door.
And Jerry said, I'm all in. No, you're all out.
I would hate to see what all out looks like.
Help me out. Yeah. Because if you're seriously going to start Tyler Guyton and Connor Beebe at left tackle and center as raw rookies, and Terrence Steele did not grade out well last year as the right tackle that you already paid, then I don't know. You got a Hall of Fame left guard in Tyler Smith. I think he's on a Hall of Fame trajectory, and obviously you